and I ended it to call my wife and say goodnight to her. I'm in a long distance relationship with a Christian wife, and she lives in Thailand. And I ended my previous stream, called her, said goodnight, typed her in virtually, on a video call, and I decided to go live again and do a little bit more training, home defense training part 2. So, since I'm gonna have to wash clothes and possibly take a shower later, I might get some more training done while I'm at it. So, hello, buddy. One of the best home defense melee weapons you can have is a spear. And this will be a training stand-in for the actual spear. I've used this in training before, but I like to be able to touch the dummy at least lightly and have it a little bit, be able to touch it without puncturing it, creating puncture wounds. I'll use this here and make it as long. Should be about there. And now I want my glasses. And you reload the water bottle. One of the best, I made videos before teaching schools of home defense, and I thought people here need to be taught. One of the best home defense weapons you can have, melee weapons, Sweden legal home defense, meaning weapons are legal to have in your home, that it could be used in a home defense scenario, legally, in certain situations. Now, I abide by local laws regarding self-defense and weapons all times, which means if don't use the spear illegally. Okay. So, I've talked about this before. I've actually used a real-world scenario that's on camera to teach on this. Now, where's my sunglasses for crying out loud? My red tint glasses. Don't leave comments when I click the like button, because the person left comment is going to get blocked. I don't care if it's a seemingly positive comment. If you leave any comment and don't click the like button, you get blocked. Okay? So don't leave comments or hit the like button. And this person is going to get blocked because they started writing comments and they didn't hit the like button, which is a boundary which I communicate repeatedly. So, one of the best home defense weapons you can have is a spear. Okay. It's a spear. Why? Because you have a range advantage. That's the main advantage to a spear is the range, the reach advantage. So you'll be outranging and having a range advantage over a lot of, we talk about statistics, like most home invasions is going to be like a crackhead breaking into somebody's home to steal shit or something like this. That's quite common, okay? So you can have a certain scenario, but it's like, there's a different thing, okay, but here's a point. So if you have a burglary, someone breaks inside of your home, a common statistically likely is they have a melee weapon. And if they had a breaching tool, the breaching tool is a weapon. Like if they had a crowbar to break open your door, or a screwdriver to somehow get the lock open, or hammer, sledgehammer to break the door down or a window or something, it's most likely to have an implement that they use to breach, and the breaching tool is also a potential weapon. So it would be rare that somebody has like a 6-foot spear going to break into somebody's house. Okay. Now, even if they did, if all you have was a knife for home defense, if they would have a spear, which was unlikely, at least you have a spear too, and you're close to equal in range. It's not that they had the range advantage, and not you. So anyway, it's a good home defense weapon. It's better than a baseball bat. Okay. Why? Because a baseball bat. So I'll talk about this before. So first of all, I can reach you with this spear. But if you have a knife, I can stab you with this before you can stab me with your knife. Okay. Secondly, even a long weapon like this will give me a long range. If it's a narrow hallway, I can still defend the hallway and attack somebody in front of me. Versus if it's a baseball bat, if it's a narrow space, I need space to generate force. To hit hard with the baseball bat, it's like I can't hit really hard with the baseball bat like this, okay, like here. But if I go from over here and swing it, I can hit really hard. So you can have, you can wield this, and it can be this short, or it can be this long, and if I want to, I can move around, but I don't need, there's a way that I can use it even in narrow spaces. Another great advantage of the spear, I talked about this before, is even against a person, worst case scenario, that has a gun, and they're breaching at the door, I could use this spear to defend against a gun, a person with a gun, worst case scenario. And I'm extending it now from behind cover. This is a concrete wall. This is called a cover. You can start with these like handgun bullets. So from behind here, I can touch the inside of my door with just one hand, which means this is the kill zone here. I can stab somebody coming through the door without exposing my vitals, my head and my torso and my legs, which means I could stab you from behind cover with this spear, and all that's visible, it needs to be, is this for just a brief moment, and it's a lot harder to hit this a small moving target, and it can also be coming from down here and up, and next time it could be coming up and down, so it can be hard to hit. Okay. So even worst case scenario against somebody breaching your door with guns, depending on your layout, you can engage the spear force ability to effectively engage people in the kill zone, like the doorway, the entryway, without breaking cover, right? Expose your vitals. Okay. Whereas with a baseball bat or machete, notice how I'm proving this, what I'm saying. With a baseball bat or machete, don't write comments, I click the like button once again. With a baseball bat, you're all going to get blocked. I don't care what the comments are. No, 0 likes and a lot of comments. You're all going to get blocked once I get back to the screen. With a baseball bat, I'm behind cover here. I had to step out of cover and swing it. See, and my whole body's out of cover. You have to swing a baseball bat here. Versus with the spear, I can be behind cover and stab from behind cover. I can also be here and retreat and keep engaging here. So that's an advantage of the spear. Secondly, which is not example, use a real world scenario. Like a real world video in Sweden, and it was the video was this. I might comment all the time. There was a video on YouTube. It was like a guy filming and a woman. And it starts with on the balcony. And the female guy who's pacing around, and he's like, I'm coming up there, okay? And they go, no, you're not coming up here. I'm coming up there, damn it. And he's like pacing around, walking around, and that shouting, he's gonna come up there. And eventually he finds a ladder and puts a ladder and starts climbing up. And then the guy filming, it's like his defense there, he goes and films the guy climbing up the ladder. It's like, don't come up here. And when the guy's at the top of the ladder by the back of the railing, the guy got stabbed allegedly in the shoulder. So like his defense is filming. The guy gets up to, and then suddenly he got hit. So I guess the guy had a knife somewhere and very quickly got out there and stabbed him. And it's like, guy, he stabbed me, he's shot. So he stabbed me. And now he starts retreating into the, he closes the balcony door. And now he's filming through the window out on the balcony. And the guy now has jumped on the railings on the balcony. Then the woman has ran and locked herself in the bedroom. And then the guy is now looking around the back and finds an ashtray or a flower pot or something like this and crashes the window, still has the knife. And now at this point, the guy starts retreating more. And eventually he gets to a point, and the guy, I guess the guy wanted to talk to the girl or something like this. She's up in the bathroom and the guy is outside of the door banging, and the guy is standing at a distance. So if you use that specific home scenario, like I'm outside the balcony smoking, okay, and then there's a guy whose pace runs and coming up there, and he puts a ladder up, okay, it's like first of all, I'm gonna have a knife on my person. It's like I have a knife on my person. So if there's any time, this would be a knife. So if I'm out smoking the back and the guy starts climbing up towards my back, and I'm at the latest point where he's at the top of the ladder and has a knife to stab with, I could have the knife there and defend myself because it's on my person. Secondly, at the point I could also retreat, close the balcony door, go to get my spear. And if you think about this, in a situation like that, using a real-world scenario, at the point where he's behind this glass window here with a knife, and if he breaks this, I can stab him. He can't climb through this window or that window without being able to stab him with my spear as he's trying to get through. So it's a good defensive weapon. Right? I can defend here, somebody try to get through here. Okay, there's no way I can sit here, see. There's nobody can get through here without risking being stabbed with the spear, see. So to be able to use that knife on me, he had to get through the window, and I can stab him before he even get through, see, like hypothetically. So a spear is a good home defense weapon, melee weapon. Reach advantage, you can use it from behind cover, and it's not that hard to use. It's pretty straightforward. It's a stick that you hold and you push it into what you want to hit. Okay. So we're gonna be doing some drills. Do a little bit of drills. Now I maxed out the distance of this spear. So a one-handed, a light spear, a light nimble spear is good. And I'm gonna get this adjusted to be of equal length to the actual spear, which I have used in training before, but I'm looking to be able to at least touch the dummy without creating a puncture wound, like the strong, the more short stone. There you go. About the same length. So this would be a standing for dummy. And it's not really difference in weight either. And I did find my glass. I gotta block some people here. Somebody wrote no Swedish accent. So sometimes people think that they're attacking me, but it's like, yes, common with a high IQ is being linguistically gifted and musically talented and have an easy time learning instruments and languages and things like this. Also common with a high IQ is good pattern recognition recall ability, which is another thing that makes haters hate on me. That they can tell that I'm sharp an average cookie and they go Michael retard or something like this. So it's like no Swedish accent. It's like the paranoid. It's like this guy's not Swedish for this. Oh yeah, it's like there's I have a greater command of the American English language than the average Swede. Why the knife? This person's gonna get blocked. And remember, there's 0 likes in the video, which means you're all going to get blocked. I don't care who it is. It's like if most of these people are haters, hate watching. So even if it be positive comments, I've been live here, 14 minutes, says 0 likes, I have 10 views right now before I started blocking people. And no matter what your comment is, then you stop watching my videos and hit the like button and you get blocked. I don't care if it's a normal comment. It's like a roof, understand? And I can deviate if I want, but a lot of these people are haters, and the people in the comments are like obviously haters. This person is better than you. I highly doubt it. Is this Finland with a PH? No, this is not Finland. And somebody goes, what the F is Finland? Yeah. Now he's also gonna get blocked. No Swedish accent, he said. Person goes, is this Finland? No Swedish accent. No, I'm not in Finland. I'm Swedish. So, bro, I hope you don't watch this. It's just so pathetic. It's like, because I'm a Christian warrior, instead out of how fearless and courageous I am. It's like now we had to develop that too, because the Edward trait to be a courageous man. So it's like people that are so pathetic. Like, I want to say good things about Mike. So a guy who's training boxing, stop being scared of being a street fighter for this. Just because I'm an apologetic alpha male, a real man, masculine man, who's not like a guy who's scared of weapons, but it's like I'm a man who's interested in being not homeless, but it's like I'm a man that is into being strong and athletic and training, fighting, and weapons and home defense, which is a core masculinity. So it's like just because I'm exercising martial arts and training this time home defense and being valuable to other people doesn't mean that I'm scared of people breaking into my house, okay? I'm less scared than the average person. And I actually stand out of how much courage and fearlessness I have. So it's one of these pathetic things, which like, same things that if I go, I have a TI security system, so I license I'm home to keep the program for secrets I'm home, poaching my food when I'm away. Does that mean that I'm scared? Okay, I'm scared if I break into my house. No, it's just I don't like being poisoned. Therefore, I'll take measures to make it hard to poison me. See? It's like I'd like to be. Do you understand? So it's not that if you take measures that are intended to protect yourself, that proves that you're scared. It's not that the only reason to do something is fear. Quite pathetic. Is a person gonna get blocked? Nobody left a like on the video. You're getting blocked. I don't care what the comments are. LOL, noble combo. It doesn't matter, okay? First of all, I'm not training because I'm scared of somebody coming, but I don't have to be scared or convinced that something will happen for me to train something, okay? I mean, I could get a bow and start shooting bows. It doesn't have to mean that think that I mean I can like training certain things, okay? Without I used to train gunfighting, okay, without thinking I'm gonna get in a gunfight any day now, so I need to do my training. I don't have to be sure that something will happen for me to train for it. I think I heard someone outside. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. You're a gaslighter. Oh yeah, Mike is scared or something. I'm not scared. Another good one is fire extinguisher. Well, it's like that. That's not no. It's not the best home defense weapon. A fire extinguisher. No, no, it's not. As a matter of fact, depending on what the chemicals are, yeah, it's like it might be worse than if you would use a baseball bat on a person, because if it has, it's like cool or some kind of thing that freezes, it might cause some serious damage. Person might go blind for the rest of life. If there's chemicals in there, it might be that they got poison or something like this. So it might be more effective, like using a telescope baton to defend against something than a fire extinguisher. So I'm unlikely to use a fire extinguisher if I needed to do home defense. Here's another person gonna get blocked. Toxic people. I live in a world full of toxic, narcissistic people, and people are just so toxic now. Generally, narcissistic. They're looking to get something, but they can't reciprocate lowest level. People are toxic, narcissistic. Yeah, and I don't like disgusting, toxic people. talking people. Just because I'm a real man and other men are not in touch with masculinity. It's like you see a guy training, and you're like, oh, nobody's coming, why stop being scared? I'm not scared of an home invasion. But it's like this, it's calm, it's like men that are real men into weapons and fighting and training, defense or anything like this. It's like, oh, it's like, that's weird somehow. No, the weird thing is other people not being like that. And I also believe that a person, an individual, has a responsibility and a right to be about as armed and dangerous as they can be where they live, as a preventative to tyranny. Because generally, tyrants don't like people being armed and dangerous, because armed and dangerous people are harder to bully and control. People are armed and dangerous, and training something can make them more dangerous, makes it harder for tyrants to bully you. Which is why the American founding fathers had the amendments, the right to be armed, because they understood this, in a well-regulated militia. So it's like, citizens being armed and dangerous is something that has a preventative effect to tyranny. So I do believe that every person has a right to and some amount of responsibility to be as armed and dangerous as they can be reasonably. It just as a preventative to tyranny. Let's answer this. And here's another thing. Sometimes if I train with weapons, knife fight, we will move more this code, do cheese and stuff for this, and want to just train. Well, if I end up needing to defend myself, maybe I'll be fighting two people. How fair is that to be 2-on-1? If I'm fighting two people, maybe I'd like to use an equalizer. Maybe I'd like to use something to make it more effective. Now, if I go for lost guard stuff, then I use weapons all the time. But if you get attacked by multiple people, there might be more weapons come into play. We might have to use weapons because you're fighting several people. So if you're attacked by two people, it's 2-on-1, they're not fighting for you. There's about as unfair as one person pulling out a baton, a stick to fight with another person. So if you're fighting two or more people, they're not fighting for you. You might have to use weapons. I'm a Christian boy in a war, and it's very fitting for me to be training, fighting, because I'm a Christian boy in a war, and I just like weapons and guns and I don't have guns, but it's like I like weapons and armor and guns and martial arts and things like this. And on top of that, I am a Christian that's in a war. A war has been waged on me, which makes it even more appropriate for me to be engaged in things like this. Anyway, a spear can be single-handedly well. So I'm not, when I'm being like help and teach here, it's not to the disgusting, sick, pathetic freaks watching my videos that don't hit the like button. But this video might be somebody that searches for home defense tomorrow and be like, this is interesting, and he might be interested in learning things. And okay, so I'm not like putting an effort to try to get people already started watching and hit the like button. You can go jump in the lake with this disgusting freaks. Okay, so you can do a wheel. So this can be a water you can spread a person, and I can have the spear in one hand. You can also have the spear in conjunction with another weapon, like this, for example. So here I can stab you with this, and then this is ready to carry something. Which means with a spear really one-handed, if I thrust it to you and you step to the side and then close the distance in between the spear, if you have all the advantage to do it, I have two hands, I have more power like this, okay? But if I thrust, you jump to the side, Understand? Like if you stab me, I move to the side and then come after you like this. You can't use the spear anymore. Or if somebody grabs it and it succeeds in disarming it. Now in a situation like that, I stab and you get out of the way or get around it, I'm ready to counter with my secondary weapon. Here, see? Here, here. So dual wielding is an advantage to it, and I can use both hands or one hand. I missed that one actually, the little stick there. Somebody wrote about work the other day. I don't have to build strength, I already have strength. Okay, I don't have to build strength, I already have strength. Somebody would account toughest warrior online. Okay, wrote, you don't work out every day to build strength. I don't have to build strength, I already have strength. I'm strong than average person, I'm a power puncher, I hit harder, move faster. I already have strength. I don't have to build up strength, I already have strength. More than enough. More than enough. And it's like, you're being retarded. It's like, you write the comments. Maybe I just get to more of the time not even read out the comments, just block the people. So if you leave a comment and you didn't click the like button, I can tell you get blocked all of a sudden. So whatever you're asking, questioning, saying, you're gonna get blocked. Somebody said hi, didn't hit the like button, gonna get blocked. So I blocked maybe 10, 20 people. Gotta finish up this one. I don't have to work out of it to build up strength. Go look at my past videos. You can see that I have strength. This is narcissist always abuse actually. There's like, somebody said you don't work out every day to build strength. Because yesterday I was reacting to somebody saying you need to do more calisthenics and all this to build up strength. I go, I don't need to build up strength, I already have strength. Understand? I can punch harder than 90% of men. My elbow strikes are brutal. I can hit really hard with elbow strikes, really hard knees, kicks, punches, and I have strength. So I don't have to work to build up strength. I already have strength. It's a subtle narcissistic devaluation thing, where somebody already has strength, be like, you need to do something to get strong. If you already are strong, you are strong. It's like you need to do this to get strong. I already am strong. Meaning I don't have to be stronger than I am already. I'm strong enough to be able to do a takedown, to hit you hard in the head with elbow strikes, kicks. I can kick hard, punch hard enough, kick hard enough to break ribs. I can punch hard enough to knock people out. I can elbow strike hard enough to break your orbital bone or your jaw. Understand? And I'm strong enough to be able to take somebody down and things like this. So I don't have to build up strength. I have sufficient strength. I'd say I have more than necessary strength. Okay. Another, I also like to train toe kicks. And I did just a few. So I'm a target of gang stalking, a Christian warrior in a war. There's a war being waged on me. There's a state persecution program called gang stalking. And I'm a so-called target video being gang stalked. And I get targeted in real life and online by the program. So these people are recruited on the target program to destroy my life, harass me, and target me online and real life. That's been happening for a long time. And that's how it is. And here's another thing. I've had people before I've seen Tim with weapons be like, oh, Marcus, you whine about that. Well, if I'm targeted by bullies in a group, so if things get physical, I might be fighting a group of people. See, I've been targeted in countless ways by the program before. This program has attacked me with weapons like sucker punch, where they had a perp walk past me, shoot my leg with a dart gun. I was a murder attempt, I believe. And I still have permanent damage to my right leg from being shot in the leg with a CIA heart attack gun or something similar. Okay. And a lot of times when I'm being bullied and messed with, covertly bullied, I mean, these people are targeting me on the saddle. There's groups of people. Anytime in the supermarket, they have like 2 perps over here, 1 over there, 3 over there, Bluetooth earpiece, and like bouncers. So they're part of a group targeting somebody. It doesn't always look like a group, but it's like the reason that they're doing it is because, yeah, they have like a group backup. There are other people in the supermarket on Team Perp, and they're all bullying somebody together, and they don't want to look like they're big mob. So they have like 2 perps over here, 1 over here. So if it gets to the point where I have to defend myself against these people, I might, there can be a situation. Basically, in Swedish law, in certain situations, it can be legal to use weapons to defend yourself, or improvise a weapon. Use something as a weapon, like, I don't know, you walk with an umbrella, like kind of like this. Swedish law can allow certain situations. Like if you're one person, you jump on 3 people, let's say, and they start attacking you, use your umbrella to kind of fight them off and defend yourself. That type of thing can be legal, okay? But you're not allowed to like buy a fighting stick or a baton and walk around with it. But if you have something on you, then you get attacked. In certain situations, you'd be allowed to, by Swedish law, to use it to defend yourself. Now, by local laws, you're going to self-defense, use a weapon at all times. So what I'm saying, by a lawyer, I'm not a legal professional. And I mean, if you're, since I'm targeted by a program that's cowardly and they're targeting me in groups, if it ends up going from psychological violence, targeting, it ends up being a physical situation. I might have to fight several people. And I know that it's like, if I'm in the supermarket, if there's one person there that I can see doing something, if you're told it's going to be like 5-10 people in the supermarket when they're shopping, there are gang stalkers. At least when I am. If I go to the ICA Maxi, ICA Quantum, and just to shop there's going to be 3, 5, 8, 10 people in there that are gang stalkers. They got sent there because they told me they're shopping. And they're on team perp, they got blue their pieces. And part of the reason that they are doing these things, it can be that they've been told us, like, yeah, we're a group, so you don't have to worry about the guys, and you got your backup ready because other people on your team ready to help you out if something happens. So basically, if you're attacked by 2 people, or one person, another person jumps in and helps the other person that attacked you. Now, yeah, there's 2 people attacking. That's not very nice. So if 2 people are attacking you together, it's 2 on 1. That's not that's kind of cowardly. It can be 2 people fight one person, or 3 or 4. So in a situation like that, you might have to use a weapon to defend yourself. It depends on the situation, the circumstance, what's going on. Then if you put it like this, if there'd be like a home invasion there, like a hypothetical, not okay, like I was trained a little bit tonight, home defense stuff. Me, in my home, it's entirely legal for me to have weapons in. It's like I got a knife here, okay, like that. It's entirely legal for me to have weapons in my home. I can have the certain weapons that are illegal no matter where they are, like firearms or things like this. But I can have a baton, I can have a spear, I can have knives, I can have spears, all kinds of stuff. But it's illegal to even leave. To be out in public is illegal with any type of weapon. So if you have a knife, a baton, pepper spray, anything, pepper spray you can't even have it like you can't buy like self-defense pepper spray with capsaicin in it and then walk around. You can't have that even at home. That's the point. You can't bring any weapons out in public. No brass knuckles, no baton, no knife, no nothing. You can't leave your home. So right now I can have a knife on me, 2 knives. I can have a spear. I can have all kinds of stuff. But I can't walk outside. So I can have a knife on me right now. But if I go to take the trash out and go downstairs, if I leave my home and enter into public with a weapon, I'm breaking the law. Okay. So if a person would appear in my home with a weapon, they're already breaking the law. So it's like, you understand? If I'm training with weapons, like home defense and stuff, self-defense, home defense. So if somebody would try to break into my house and have a weapon, they broke the law just by leaving their home and going out in public with a weapon. And if they bring a weapon to somebody else's home, that's very strange. And it might become a reason to deploy a weapon myself. So. Once again, it's about as important to if you're like me, you'd like to train knife martial arts or this or that martial arts. I like to say sometimes they're about as important for people looking to. There's quite a lot of people are looking to like learn how to win a street fight. That's why it's not a boxing course. I make videos like street fight, self-defense, stuff like this. There's a lot of people are looking to learn how to win a street fight or stuff like this, or get better at knife defense or stuff like this, like how to defend against a knife attack or stuff like this. Now, about as important as working to train to get better at defend against a knife attack or winning a street fight is not being a person that starts knife fights or street fights, understand? So if you're a person that So that's about as important as getting better at fighting is being a person that doesn't start fights. Okay, so it is about as important to improve your fighting ability and defend against knife attacks or something like this. It's not being a person that goes around provoking people, starting fights, speaking fighting words, and then starting fights. And now you're in a fight and somebody's coming at you with this or that, and you have to be able to deal with that. It's better to avoid conflict, not be a person initiating conflict and provoking conflict and starting fights with people. That's about as important. I've been taught about gang stalking for more than a decade. What is gang stalking? It's a secret program that targets people, so-called target video, in right of ways, both physical and psychological. And what happened? Well, there's people recruited to target me in real life and online. People are recruited, put up to target me with subtle targets, psychological warfare. People are recruited to be so-called flying monkeys, probably with narcissistic psychopathic disease. Most of the work. And I've been taught it for more than a decade. Yesterday after breaking my fast, I do fasting. After fasting for like 20 hours, I ate twice. I could still count it as like an old man because I ate once and then ate some more within like 2 hours after that, I think. Like 24 fasting. I do OMED fasting. I've been OMED fasting for more than 5 years now, which means I eat only 1 time per day, fast 20 hours, and eat 1 time per day. And 300 of those in 5 days per year or so, at least 300. I do OMED fasting, which means eat only 1 time. And now then I eat twice at the rate of fast, or even 3 times. Or 4 even more really. But 300 films 5 days a year at least. I fast 20 plus hours, more than 20, and eat only 1 time. And sometimes after fasting, and not twice, I eat twice or more than twice. And one of the benefits of when I do too, man, there's less of like a stress element to like have like a perfect meal. Like gotta squeeze all this stuff into one meal. And what's this? You can eat once and then eat again. I'm gonna hang longer.
gonna wash clothes again. And I don't be in great shape. We put a six-pack at 36 years old. The average man has super low testosterone, the manliness hormone, masculine hormone, which is why a lot of people had to work so hard to get in shape and burn fat or build muscle. So people don't like that I have a perfect physique, an ideal physique. And unlike them, I'm not working towards going to have my physique. I have just the physique that I have, a perfect ideal physique. We put a six-pack, athletic with a good athletic performance. And that makes a lot of people want to hate on me and go, oh, you need to get ahead or something. They say, I'm not skinny, okay? It's not that happy you can make you skinny. No, you just cope with the fact that you're fat, okay? So it's like, I have just the physique that I want. I'm not exercising rapidly to get happy with my body, to get in shape. I'm in shape and I'm staying in shape. Rick with a six-pack, perfect, okay? Ideal physique. Rick with a six-pack, low body fat percentage, good musculature, muscle definition. So, according to science, my physique is the most attractive to women, ideal physique. And an athletic physique, and not too heavy. And it's not, that's just a metric that indicates that sometimes. The point is I'm happy with my physique. And I have strength, I have a perfect blend of strength, speed, stamina, cardio, endurance, and I'm in great shape, so I don't have to work to get happy with my body. I already am happy with my body. Sometimes when I do these moments where I do a little bit of flexing, they end up, I get YouTube shorts, I upload the shorts that fit this body, where I make shorts flexing, and I get a clip and I upload it and sometimes put some music to it. And then I also like to get screenshots, and a lot of times after in the middle of a live stream exercising, it's a flex moment, and I go play the video and do screenshots. So a lot of people say I don't use filters or use AI, okay? And so it's like the screenshots, sometimes people accuse me using AI, I upload selfies, like fitness selfies. There's screenshots from live streams like this. So it's like 99% is I really take pictures of myself. Like if I want to upload like selfies to Instagram or wherever, is I go and take an old stream and then take a screenshot from an old stream and upload that, like moments like this. Yeah. So I'm 36 years old, big with a six-pack, and just since I got a six-pack, I never lost it. So I went, did I have to say 18, 19? Okay, 17, 18, 19. When did I start had like a six-pack? If I like flex, I have a six-pack abs there. I think maybe 17, 18. And since getting a six-pack, I never stopped. So since my early 20s, I've been ripped with a six-pack and stayed away. That's a success. See? It's like you don't, just that, it's rare. Only 1 in 25,000 men have a six-pack, about 35. I'm ripped with a six-pack at 36. Okay? So that's rare. And if I just stay in shape, fit, ripped with a six-pack, I'm extraordinary, stand out, and in really good shape. See? The average person is obese. I remember this skunk, Greg Lissette, a piece of crap, with his testosterone supplement, talk about that he was right in what he said there, that all you have to do to stand out and how good of a shape you're in is to not be fat or obese, because the average person is obese. So he said all you have to do to stand out in how good of a shape you're in is to not be fat. See? Because most people are fat. They're obese. They have too much fat. All you gotta do to stand out in how good shape you're in is to not be fat. Okay? So, not every person has to be in as good shape as I am, like a week with a six-pack and stuff. But it's like, if you have a somewhat athletic build in your 30s, that is good. So, also, I don't chase unhealthy fitness. That is, a lot of people are trying to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime. That's not an ideal physique. That I look at polls before what women count as ideal, and most women board as my physique is the perfect body, most attractive to them, or even a little bit less muscular, like a little bit lean, and a little bit less muscular. 43% of women voted for it, 53 or something like this, and only 6% of women voted for the strong, like bigger, heavier, more muscular physique. So it's like you gotta decide what's ideal. What a significant metric is what women find attractive, because women are attracted to quality, and quality genes manifest as handsomeness and intelligence, athleticism, and sexiness. So I sometimes I post videos to pictures to fitness groups, and it's a lot of haters there, and it'd be like, you need to eat more, exercise more, get bigger muscles. It's like, no, I have an ideal physique, and that's about exactly what's bothers of these people. So it's not that bigger is better. Bigger what I have is not better, meaning according to science, what women find that there's a sexy guy is my physique, not bigger than that. They found a bigger than I have physique, bigger muscles, heavier, bigger, less attractive, and also that's not produce a good lifespan. So if I get heavier, more muscles, my cardio I wouldn't count I had the same stamina and endurance to be able to be like not sleep for 35 hours and lie shift for 18 hours and go downtown and walk around, and my performance might suffer, and my endurance to be able to do things long term. I'd have to eat more too. So I had to spend unnecessary money on food to understand. I had to eat more calories to get a physique that I don't want, and I probably a lot of people are overeating. So that being lean and athletic is good for your health. It's better for your lifespan, and so on and so forth. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to washing my clothes. I'm gonna total the video, and I love it when you guys are whining quite much. Mike, you're crazy. And just because I'm shadow man, it's like easier to dismiss that I'm paranoid for claiming I'm total gang stalking. But before my head was safe back, confirmed it's one affidavit. The gang stalker told me this is real. And there's another fake TI, but still like a person that's on Instagram, got half of me follows on Instagram, who says I'm a gang stalker on video. And anytime they post about the big target about the gang stalker porn, it's like hundreds of positive comments and thousands of likes on the videos. So apparently it's not like if you're saying that you're a gang stalker on video, that means you're crazy 100%. And it's like that's impossible to have people believe you. So just because there's not a lot of people that are, and it's like also the blood of Christ that have blood on the hands. So it's like I've been out here for years talking about being persecuted. It's like, oh, I almost died again after the murder attempt by persecution program I'm telling you about. Oh, I'm being attacked physically, and they're doing this to me, and it's like crickets. So it's like the body of Christ that turned a blind eye to me being persecuted. And you can go, well, I'm just choosing to not believe the truth that you say. Okay, well, that's your choice. Don't be surprised if God lets you become targeted with persecution and harassed and suffer physical health problems when you turn a blind eye to a Christian brother going through that and he didn't care about it. Didn't lift a finger to help. Yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream. Finish also. Flex. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were hoping I'll get shot by the SWAT team when they came to get me. And if I look at like my medical records and FOIA requests, it's a lot of lies in there, inaccuracies. Where it's like I have autism and sensitivities. And anybody that's been subscribed to me for a week or watched some of my videos know that I have autism sensitivities, and therefore I wear sunglasses and earplugs all the time because I have sensitivities. And the caregiving staff knows that. They've been told. Anybody watch my YouTube channel will hear about that. But when the caregiving staff swore at me, and the cops are here, in the records, it's like he's wearing sunglasses to make pepper spray not work. He's wearing earplugs. He's wearing a jacket to stop tasers from working. So it sounds like they're trying to paint me as like more hostile and aggressive, and than what the truth is. Almost like they will work towards that we might have to shoot this guy and make it look like he was. It's like, oh yeah, the non-lethal weapons won't work on him because he's prepared against that. So it might have been a state hit with once again the Swedish police force trying to take me out. I would be surprised if once again the Swedish police force try to take me out. I would not be surprised. I mean, if you look at it, it would match somebody had the motivation to be like, also I have spears. My spears in my bedroom. The Spike Club is like stored right in behind a closed door and in like a closet. But it's like when they rolled, it's like he's got a spear and this in the hallway, meaning right at the door. And he's got earplugs, he's got a jacket to stop taste from working, sunglasses to stop pepper spray from working, which is not the truth. But if you want to shoot me and preparing for that, be like, well, open the door, we might shoot him. So it'd be like, well, we went lethal because he was preparing to have non-lethal not work. And he had weapons nearby, you see. He had weapons in the hallway because we might be hoping we're going to open the door and tase him or something, whatever. And he's got weapons in the hallway, as if they're trying to paint me as a bigger threat. Okay. Now here's another thing that's ridiculous. It's like the reason I wear sunglasses because I have autism sensitivities, and which ways I'm wearing earplugs all the times. Because my autism, one of the issues that I have is sensitivities. Which means at the end it doesn't mean, oh, I'm so sensitive, baby. It's like I'm going to break down crying. Basically, it gives me stress. So if I spend a lot of time like this without sunglasses, I can tell I'm more likely to get nervous and anxious and just have more stress and tension. So it's like it's easy for me to be relaxed with sunglasses. And I perform my best mentally. And sunglasses and earplugs too. And I'm less likely to lose my temper and I crash out or melt down, quote unquote. That if I do these little things, set myself up for success to keep stress down. And there's other things that I do like supplements and stuff. A lot of people with ADHD, autism, they do big pharma drugs, whereas I don't. So it's like, okay, that looks a bit strange. Another thing is, it's that, what could it be that they wanted to breach the door and have me think that it's a home invasion and I'll be charging the intruders with a weapon so they would shoot me. They would have reason to shoot me. Could that be what it was? That the plan was to be like, make him not realize it's the cops, and then would breach the door, and then he thinks it's intruders, home intruders, and be like charged to defend them. Like he appear with a spear or a knife or something like this, because he thinks people break into his home, they're not the cops. And then we go bang, 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 we shot him, okay? Could that be what they were working towards? I've seen the Swedish police act like they're trying to murder me before in broad daylight. Okay, I did. And I've talked about that ad nauseam. But, so when I went out on the balcony, after I got a text that said the cops are here and the psycho that they want to talk to you. And I go out on the balcony after some time, look, I don't see any police cars. I don't see any police. I don't see any police cars. Or any police. After, the first time I checked, I don't see any police cars. And if I look at, I try to get as much information about them as possible before doing a FOIA request. and getting some information. Like looking at like gossip också, the Sund Facebook groups, and there should be somebody that had bought something there, Googling, and anything I could get a hold of without a FOIA request. I was trying eventually with a FOIA request. Here's the point. And there was a newspaper story, and they had a picture, and from the picture I could see that they had emergency vehicles around the corner, which because these vehicles I didn't see them when I was on the balcony looking around. But after the fact, they had positioned them where I couldn't see them. So is it possible it's like they were trying to work towards like knowing that I'm cynical and not naive, and it's like I'm having slept for a long time and I'm stressed, and what I hope that I'll be like now that they'd be able to breach and be like shoot me. I won't be surprised. Okay. Han hade solglasögon för att ECB inte ska för att OC inte ska funka. Polisen hade en hund där för att kunna döda mig med den. Okay. Polisen hade en hund här för att kunna döda mig med den. Okay. Polisen var utanför dörren för att mörda mig med skjutvapen. Därför de hade hjälmar på sig för att kunna skalla mig med dem. Okay. Polisen hade hjälmar på sig för att kunna skalla mig med dem. Okay. Därför hade de det. De hade västar på sig för att kunna ta mitt huvud och slå det i plattan så här. Det är ungefär samma stil, okej. Okay? Skulle jag bete mig så skulle folk säga att du är knäpphud och paranoid. Du är paranoid skulle de säga då. Okej. Okay? Han är en autistisk kille som har solglasögon och öronproppar. Men när ni skriver om att säga han har solglasögon för att pepparspray inte ska funka. Han har jacka för att taser inte ska funka, ECV, elchockvapen. Det verkar som att de är mer paranoida än vad jag är. Att paranoid beredskap. Se, han har det här och det här. Okej. Så det är mer i papper vad de har sagt om mig, runt mig, som visar sig se ut som någon som är paranoid. Okej. Att man tolkar saker på ett sätt som är paranoia. En person har solglasögon. Och det är inte som att det är liksom samma person som har ringt till dem vet att jag har solglasögon och har sagt till dem varje gång det är någon ny som jobbar, typ någon ny som börjar jobba i firman som kommer ställa med mig och jag har öronproppar för jag har solglasögon för jag har ljuskänslighet. Jag har också öronproppar ibland så här, jag har öronproppar så om jag inte hör ni fråga mig någonting så kan du fråga igen. Jag har ljudkänslighet. Så samma firma vet mycket väl att varför jag har solglasögon. Sen, so when I get back to English, okay, so sometimes I get into Swedish because I'm thinking about Swedish writing that I was reading and then Swedish words set up and now I got into Swedish mode. So it's a point. So, but what I was talking about is if anybody's paranoid, it's like it's easy to say that the Swedish police are paranoid because everybody knows that I wear sunglasses and earplugs because I have autism, so sensitivities. But it's like, if I look at the records, the logs, there are 4 requests. It wasn't like a lot I got, but it's like a little bit. It's like these people came here, and at this point, this unit arrived, and then it's contact established at this point, and then like notes, like logs, and then this software is like he's wearing sunglasses to make pepper spray not work, okay, and winter coat, so tasers won't work, which is not true. I'm almost surprised that it's like, maybe they didn't see I was wearing earplugs. If they would, they might have been like, yeah, he's wearing earplugs to make like stun grenades. That's effective or something like this. So right now I'm super scared. I'm like, the cops are coming in a moment now. They're going to be flashbangs going through the windows. I better wear my earplugs. Okay, that's why I'm wearing earplugs, okay? So it can help you cope with the elements of what it is. So it's a point. Now, that looks like a paranoid person. There's like they look at details like a person having sunglasses who's autistic and known by everybody to wear sunglasses for sensitivities, and you're like he's wearing sunglasses because to make our non-lethal weapons not work that well. So that looks like a guy who's paranoid. So anyway, it's a point. And after that, what I did in Swedish to explain that too. is I was flipping the coin and be like, the cops had a dog here. It's like, yeah, the cops had a dog here in order to murder me with it. The cops had a helmet so they could headbutt me with it. They were prepared to headbutt me with it. The cops had a plate here so they could grab my head and smash it into the plate, okay? See, it'd be about that. If I was talking like that, maybe they'd be, oh, this guy's paranoid, okay? So, and that's the point. So, I wouldn't be surprised if there were people that were hoping I'd get shot that day, okay? Now, I'm not suicidal. So it's like if I was looking to, even if I would feel like killing Swedish cops, or even if I would feel like they definitely deserve it or something like this, I mean, I wouldn't be an idiot. I wouldn't be like, if I wanted to, okay, like if I was type of person that wanted to hurt the cops, I wouldn't like run at the SWAT team with a knife, because I would expect that to get shot, and it would be very hard to be able to take out even one of them with a knife. And at best, you can get a stabbing on one of them before dying from gunshot wounds or something like this. Okay, which means it's like, even if I wanted to, it's like I'm not an idiot, say. So I like living, and I'm not like super scared of getting injured or hurt or something like this. But if I was looking to fight the SWAT team or cops, it's like I wouldn't be like, oh, this is SWAT team outside, and just run at them with a knife or something like this, because I'm not looking to get shot, okay? And do you understand? So it'd be a different thing. It's like, I mean, if I'll be outside walking and a cop, understand that they grab me or something, maybe they get punched in the mouth, maybe they get elbow struck. Like there might be a situation where my self-defense would be called for. Like if a cop attacks me unwanted, I'm just standing there talking, suddenly like they punch me or something, they might get punched back, understand? If I'm outside walking to cops that comes up and grabs me and starts attacking me, I do believe you have a right to defend yourself against nervous threat. I do believe that you have a right for self-defense, even against police in certain situations. Now, once again, I Bible local laws regarding self-defense use of weapons all times. But basically, if I would use violence against police, I wouldn't be looking to do it unless it was reactive to being attacked and legal. Okay. So here's the point. Now, okay. So so I got spotted because caregiving staff had been fucking with me, okay? They've been messing with me, bullying me, covert bullying, and pushing my buttons. They were covertly abusing me for a long time. And I was a role model of Christianity, long-suffering, meek, okay? And kind. I was kind, long-suffering, meek. And over time, and this is my personal belief and opinion, I could be wrong, as a disclaimer. So basically, what my experience is, I was being targeted. I'm a targeted video, and the caregiving staff started pushing my buttons, and their behavior looked like gang stalking, meaning they had been recruited, looked like they had been recruited by the gang stalking to push my buttons, do covert abuse in my home, long term. And after starting to react to that long-term abuse, pushed my buttons covertly. And I start talking more on social media about how I think these people start targeting me for the program in my own home. And then there's something called a DARVO campaign. Their behavior looks like that: deny, attack, reverse victim offender. And this guy's paranoid and crazy for saying we've been messing with him, and we are worried about it or something like this. And he's been getting more hostile and aggressive, which is also interesting. It's like, who's been writing these things about me? None of these things have been proven. I mean, I have video recordings of cleaning with the staff, and never aggressive. But like the things in the papers are like, he's been getting more and more threatening and hostile. Okay, but I know that when I've been in here, I've never been aggressive or hostile to them. As a matter of fact, they've been passive aggressive with me. So I've never put weapons on them. I never got physical with them. I never got like in a fighting stance, like charged them or got them physical. I never pulled a weapon on them. I never been aggressive with them in the room. At worst, I raised my voice, being triggered. I mean, like their behavior is pushing my buttons, and I raised my voice back. Hey, like leave me alone, kind of thing. I just raised. I don't remember exactly what I said. I have no videos over, but most likely. But I remember, like at worst, raising my voice at one time after feeling they were pushing my buttons. But in the papers, like he's been more and more threatening and violent, okay, or like hostile. It's like being the most friendly, kind, gentle most of the time, like around them, friendly and kind, and until being provoked and pushed long term, and I started reacting, and at worst, like raising my voice at them. But it's like they try to paint me as a dangerous bad person. And it's like he's been getting more and more angry. Yeah, leave out the fact that we've been long term getting worse and worse, push his buttons more and more. And it's like you're harassing somebody. If you're harassing somebody long term that's autistic, what do you expect? That the longer they're able to be, like eventually they're gonna start reacting to it. Long term abuse, they're gonna start reacting to it, lose their temper, get mad, get fed up. Like the straw to break the camel's back starts happening after over and over and over and over again, messing with the person. So, anyway, here's the point. Maybe it would be better. I hope I don't have to go to the psych ward. I'm not afraid of that either. But when I was there, I was thinking and concerned I might get taken out. And thanks to God I came out. Here's the point. Maybe it would be better if I went to prison. I mean, I've thought about this. Maybe it would be better if something happens again. They're gonna take me out of the prison or psych ward. Maybe if they would ask me, maybe if they would ask me to take the prison or psych ward, they don't. But hypothetically, maybe better pick the prison because I think possibly in the rest cell they have at least a camera in the hallway or something like this. Okay, which would make it harder for the staff to target you, make it harder for prison guards to target you in prison if they have like a camera. Now in the psych ward, to my knowledge, they didn't have any cameras in there, which it might be easier to get hospital staff to target me inside the psych ward or something, things like this, and lie about my behavior because it's not documented. I mean, if the program would recruit people to the psych ward to start targeting me, it's easy for them to lie about my behavior and claim I've been doing things I haven't and do bad things because there's no cameras there. So they should have cameras, I think, in a psych ward. Okay. Like not live streaming to the internet, but like a CCTV system. Okay. So, anyways, the point. So, here's the point. Yeah. Now, here's the thing too. Old caregiving staff, one of the things that they did, one of them would go here cleaning with me. I hate people touching me, strangers, as a pet peeve. I mean, I don't like it if I stand and talk to somebody and they pat me on the shoulder or like touch my arm. So I don't like that. And previous caregiving staff, there was a guy, he patted me, like he was talking, he touched me on the back or something like this. And you don't know me like that. Okay, so if I go for like Christmas dinner and I'm with my brothers and a friend's family or something like this, you go like a hug or like it's like talk to somebody, that's a different thing. But with strangers, you don't touch strangers. Okay, it's inappropriate, especially against autistic people. That it's common problem with autistic people hate being touched. Okay, so. After that, that's one of many things I was crashing out of too. So it's first, it's like the ambience and just general long-term behavior that messes with me. But it's sometimes specifics, be like one of them touched me on the back and I'm talking here, and I don't like that. So I crashed out about that online too. It's like being mad about it. What would I have the new caregiver staff? There's certain things that they push my buttons to. And last time there was a woman as they were leaving, they touched my arm, say, "Oh, something Mike has said online he hates," and he crashed out about a caregiving staff worker last firm that after he complains about feel like they push his buttons and messing with him. He's been talking about how the guy touched him once and he hated that, just been getting really angry and irate. And what would I have it? A new caregiving firm, same behavior. Well, last time I'm gonna see them out without cleaning, they're gonna bring trash bags, and I'm standing here and just talking, and then they're reaching in and touches my arm, a female caregiving staff worker. And that's inappropriate. I don't care if you agree, that's inappropriate. And that's disrespectful. And I don't like that. And there's a lot of things. So yeah, I'm a total individual, and I wouldn't be surprised if the caregiving staff, the new one, has been talked to, at least some of them, and been put up to start doing narcissistic dog abuse tactics, so-called, like covert abuse, push my buttons covertly while here, and act in ways like that to irate me, anger me, and make me feel violated and abused. I would not be surprised. I'm not saying 100% they are in this video, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't be surprised, okay? That's what I'm going to say, that I would not be surprised. So, I'm a target of a state persecution program. And I'm not joking, I said it before. I do believe that it's possible that the Swedish police, they are involved in gang stalking. If you're talking video in America or Sweden, the police will be involved. And it's more accurate to say that it's a police program than to say that it's not. I would say. So, I had an experience when I was walking live stream, and there's a car that pulls up on me, two guys kind of jump out and move at me. And I do believe it's possible that they were trying to get me to freak out and think I'm being attacked by people and not police, and create a circumstance where they would be justified. Like provoke a reaction so they could shoot me, or pull the guns and shoot me. I do believe so. I do believe so. I really do, that it is possible. Meaning, I'm outside walking with my phone, and then live streaming, and there's a police car that drives. I didn't know it's a police car at this point. There's a car, a gray silver car with tinted windows, that pulls up, stops quickly, abruptly in front of me. Doors open quickly, and the two guys move at me quickly, move towards me. And it's not until they're really close, and I had to ask them if they're police, and it's like, I'm looking, they have like a little badge and stuff. And who did they do this to? Somebody that has talked about having CPTSD stuff, or most likely like self-diagnosed. I won't be surprised if CPTSD, okay? And being stressed around the public. And I've literally said in years back, there's like they've tried to take me out before the gang stalking program, government gang stalking program. I won't be surprised if they would send hitmen to come get me at some point or something like this. It's like they pull up and go loud on me. So they try to take me out secret. I won't be surprised if they try taking me out like loud, but like send the hitmen to come pull up on me, something like this. Okay? So that's who they did it to. And I'm outside walking. And there's a car that pulls up, like dark tinted windows, and a silver, the normal car. It starts quickly, doors open, and two guys move towards me. And also they did it to a guy that's been convicted of covertly carrying weapons before, like knives. Now this is years back, okay? Okay. So is it possible that they were trying to get me shot? To be able to know this guy is a total video. A lot of times he's stressed more or less when he's outside. And it's like pull up and hope he will pull a knife. Because we're approaching a way where it's like almost impossible to know there's a police. Like hoping he'd be like being attacked by, like pull up on by people. And he pull a weapon. And then they're that close, so the cop could pull their guns and shoot. They'd be like, well, he pulled a weapon on us, and we were too close to retreat. The car was behind us, and he pulled a weapon on us, and we had to pull our guns and shoot him. Is that possible that that's what they were hoping for? I don't think it's impossible. Okay, that is like a attempted murder to create justification for shooting me. I wouldn't be surprised. Put it like that.
And here's another thing. I have been threatened by a police officer before. Like a veiled threat, or I interpret to be a veiled threat. Where after being harassed by the female cops and like standing up to them, and they call for backup as a male cop that comes, and then there's like more minutes of them kind of harassing me. And after a while, it's like, I'm like, am I free to leave? I gotta put this food. It's like, maybe it's been like 45 minutes of sitting on a bench with the cops talking to me. And it's like, I got food in my bags. So I'm like, I might have said something like, I need to go and put my food in the fridge or something like this. And then they talk to themselves a little bit, and it's like, okay, you can go. And then he told me, it's like, it's not gonna be that pleasant for you in the future when you have to deal with us mean the police. See? And true to that, I've had a lot of unpleasant experiences with the Swedish police and stuff. Now, saying that it's not going to be that pleasant for you in the future when you interact with us, that could be interpreted as a veiled threat that they're going to attack me physically or they're going to mess with me somehow. And I also believe that the doctor, it could have been like but after the SWAT team showed up, and I sat downstairs, and there's a doctor talking to me. I do believe that she lied. She was definitely inaccurate in what she said about me, almost like she was trying to justify saying I need to go to the psych ward, even though nothing in my behavior. So here's what I can tell you certainly. Nothing in my behavior in front of that doctor warranted me being signed to go to the psych ward. There's like, this guy is really crazy. There was nothing in my behavior or my words that indicates that I'm insane. Meaning there wasn't enough to justify like this guy clearly needs to be placed in a psych ward. And I tried to get a hold of border camp footage, but there were police present as I was talking to her. So I was trying to get, since I know that she was in the wrong, since I know that she was kind of like resting things and trying to paint me as crazy, as if she was wanted to send me to psych ward. And since I know that after being released, look at my medical records, like what she said is versus what happened, like there was nothing in my behavior. I know that is like clearly crazy, okay, because I'm not crazy. I didn't act crazy. So I was wanted to be like, okay, I'd like to, if there was video, if there was body cams running by the cops that were next to us as I was talking to, I'd like to have the audio video of that, if there are any, so I could prove that I've been wrong, and if I want to, or at least be able to have something to back up what I'm saying if I talk about it online. They say I feel like she was lying about this. I wasn't crazy that night. If you have videos of yourself or audio, it's like basically to defend yourself. And I think it's less than a year. But when I made a FOIA request, after making a FOIA request, I read the papers, I did get it clearly, and then I stowed them away somewhere. And then I thought, what the police station open today, let's go in and ask them, like, how do I get border camp footage? And like optimal scenario, I'd be able to figure out a way to get it after asking them. And they said you can, if you got some papers, you can check that. And after coming home, I rummaged through and found the papers. And
They said that they denied the request to get body cam because the body cam footage is stored somewhere else. There's another agency that has it or something like this. So I don't know if it's impossible to get a hold of it. Maybe if I would contact the lawyer and say that I want to start a legal case against the doctor for wrongfully getting me in a cycle, which was traumatic and led to financial loss for me. Maybe that it would be the only way to get it, to have like a court case. And if the defense attorney demands that they release the videos because we need it for the court case, maybe that will be the only way you can get it. I don't know. But possibly there will be a service to other people too in Sweden too. Tjänstefel, which meaning she did something wrong. So standing up for yourself sometimes can help stand up for other people. So if there's doctors that can be used to falsely place people in a cycle, even though they're not crazy, well, what if the same doctor gets caught to somebody else that's not crazy and does the same thing, and the guy ends up being put in a psych ward on false grounds, and it's like it's a bad decision. It's like really the person wasn't crazy, showing signs of it, like real mental illness needed to be held against his will in a psych ward. Yes, I don't know. Maybe I'll try one of these days to find one of these lawyer firms that have like a hotline, and some of them do in Sweden where you can call and ask a few questions. Maybe it's like 5-minute free consultation, and you can call and maybe like 5 minutes talk to a lawyer. And there's some lawyer firms that have that, like a free sample legal consultation. And I do guess they do probably get some customers that way, if they feel like this guy was good at answering my questions, and then if that the same person ends up at a court case, they might want to use that lawyer firm. So I did that once actually. I had a letter in the mail about some company claiming that I had been like pirating, like they had downloaded a movie or a video game or something like this, and I called the lawyer firm and then asked about it, and he answered my questions, and I felt like he did a good job. Answered my questions as a lawyer. So maybe I have been litigious, meaning I've been taught it for a long time. And if you're taught individual, I don't recommend people generally. If you're taught individual, you say I don't recommend other targets. First of all, this is a government program, so the government is in on this. And I don't recommend taught individuals to report gang stalking to the police, okay? Because they're gonna drive you to the psycho more likely than not. Meaning, if I would have responded like that, what I would expect, like if I would have all these years gone down to the police station, but I want to report, I will tell the video, there's a program, there's agents harass me in the supermarket, and there's people being recruited to stalk me and harass me all the time. The likely outcome would be they might go, it's like, yeah, we'll take you to the psych ward, okay, for an eval. And do you understand? And here's the point. The government is involved in gang stalking. The police is involved in gang stalking. The program called gang stalking. So I haven't been seeing that would be a good strategy, okay? Now, as what I've said before is, if you're a target individual, and I wouldn't recommend that you report gang stalking to the police, because the police are involved. And even if it wouldn't be, like there would be a person at the reception police station that wouldn't be in on the know about this a secret program called gang stalking, targeting people, a person who's not in on it might still misperceive you as a mentally ill person and like really think that you're crazy. Now, personally, I think that the cops are going to have knowledge of this, if not most and all. Okay, I would think that the police will be in the know quite a lot of. And I've seen police participate in targeting in different ways. So, but I wouldn't recommend reporting it. Now, if you are a targeted individual and you have a car, let's say, and the gang stalking program punctures your tires and breaks the window and like, I don't know, sabotage your car, and you need your car and you call your insurance agency, the company, and they say it's like to get insurance money to damages. With some insurance companies, like if you have a house fire or something stolen, you can get some money from the insurance company. They can help you to maybe rent a car because your car doesn't work right now, or something like this. So it's like if you would have an insurance company and the program steals your phone, and you call the insurance company and try to get money for the insurance so you can pay for a new phone or something like this. And they might tell you, well, there needs to be a police report. You had to come back with us and send in a police report that your phone has been stolen for us to pay out insurance money. In a situation like that, if you wanted, you could make a police report your phone was stolen. But if you go and make the police report your phone was stolen by the secret government program, that could become problematic. So it's up to you how you do this. But me, I haven't been reporting people to the police for anything that the program has been doing, and I do believe that the program, the police are involved, unfortunately. So I don't recommend taking that route really. Now, I've had more defensive attitude, where it's like how I deal with to defend myself against this is to work to create public awareness and speak out about gang stalking, what's happening. And if I keep speaking out about gang stalking, what's happening, and if I get specific, like let's say I talk about this is certain person, it's like, yeah, I believe this person has been targeted for the government, and if they would start a court case for me speaking the truth about them, for that, I mean, if I do a live stream, there's people in this neighborhood, like this weird old lady that walks past my back and they're screaming and saying weird things. I think she's a gang stalker harassment for the government. Okay, and if she would like report it to make a police report to like the defamation or slander or something like this, they said then she made a court case and I'm in court and I can talk about why I said that. Okay, so they said I have a legally defensive stance rather than aggressive, like litigations, which I don't go around like reporting, but I'm speaking the truth about what's happening to me. And if that leads to court cases, then I'll be defensive, meaning to talk about, they understand. So it's like I'm not really looking at that as the main way to fight this. What I do is work to get the word out and create exposure for this. Talk about gang stalking and what's happening. And a lot of times it's best to keep things in general terms. A lot of times it's best to speak in general terms. Where, meaning, if I'm in the supermarket and there's several people and they're not gang stalkers, it's better rather than to point people out to go like, there's some people in here I can tell they're gang stalkers, they're harassing me right now. Okay. And not, yeah, so I said there's different ways to go about this. And yeah, I have a right not to be abused, I have a right not to be targeted, I have a right not to be, have my God-given human rights violated. And unfortunately, the border crisis is so weak and pathetic and carnal and ignorant and deceived that most Christians that hear me speak the truth about being persecuted think that I'm crazy or paranoid or something like this, and it's because they want that to be true. And maybe there's some people that might think that maybe I'm right, but they're cowards, they're scared to
show any support. They're scared to say that they believe me. It might have happened this once, somebody sees my videos, you know, I think it might be true, but this guy's told by the government. And they'll be like, well, I'm scared to say I believe in the comment section. I'm scared to show any support. Okay. So, yeah. I'm gonna finish.